Good evening, Juco Editz family, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 22 of the Juco Editz podcast. Tonight, I'm going to be joined by Mason Davenport of the Toronto Blue Jays minor league pitcher. Mason, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me on. I appreciate you having me on, and looking forward to sharing a little bit of my story and answering any questions you got for me tonight.
Most definitely, man. I really appreciate you taking the time and really looking forward to tonight's episode. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. So, Mason, I want you to talk to me about playing at Tonganoxie High School, and let's start with your junior year.
Yeah, so Tonganoxie High School, man. I mean, middle of nowhere, Kansas. I mean,
Yep.
4A high school, so I guess we're not the lowest ranked, but it's a really small school, really middle of nowhere. I mean, we're really what we call a highway town. We got 2440 running through us, connects Lawrence to Kansas City. But we're just a little highway town, and I mean, my experience here was great, especially my junior year. I had a breakout season my junior year. Sophomore year, obviously didn't play because of COVID. Junior year had a
Yep.
breakout year, was able to go all state. Followed that up with my senior year, also going all state, being the first person in my high school history for baseball to win all state 2 years out of their career. But Tonganoxie High School, man, I mean that's really where I learned how to play baseball and kind of grit my teeth a little bit. Our head coach there, Mitch Loomis, is just an amazing guy. A lot of good philosophies, a lot of stuff that I still carry to this day on how you should treat preparation before a game and how you should treat the game itself. And taught me a lot of things that I really, really am thankful that he taught me and helped me have a lot of success in my career.
Okay, so next, I want you to talk to me, Mason. What was your recruitment like out of high school?
Oh, I mean, it was not good. I'll be the first person to tell you. I went all state twice, which is yeah, really cool. But once again, I'm doing it at a 4A. I'm doing it at a
Yeah.
slightly smaller school. And when you look at it on paper, I was good stats wise, but based on what everyone looks for with all the metrics and everything, the only thing I had for me was size. I really tall kid, really big frame, but I did not throw hard. I mean, I topped 85, maybe 86. Coming out of high school, I basically had JUCO offers. I talked to some teams like Coffeyville and
Yeah.
Allen, and ultimately, I played my shortstop and I played with his son for years, and he offered me a spot. Was like, hey man, I'm not even giving you baseball money. Like it's a PWO, preferred walk on. You're going to be on a full ride scholarship, on the honor scholarship. So you're not going to pay for anything. I was like, you know what, dude? Like, let's get it done. I'm stay close to home and let's just grind it out for 2 years and see what happens.
Okay, so Mason next. So at KCK, you went 13 and 6 with 24 starts, 32 appearances, 3 complete games, 4.85 ERA. So we're going to talk about some teams that you played against in JUCO, and the first one is going to be a team you already talked about, which was my former JUCO, Coffeyville.
Yeah, yeah. So JUCO was fun, man. I had a lot of success. ERA is a little higher than I wanted, but we punched out a lot of guys, figured some things out, was able to start throwing harder, had built a little bit of a secondary, that kind of things. But I'll say this straight up. I think the Jayhawk, the KJCCC is the best baseball conference in the Midwest. And I would say it is a top three, hands down baseball conference when it comes to junior college baseball anywhere in the United States. So talking specifically on Coffeyville, Coffeyville is a team that's normally near the middle of the pack on the East Division, which there's two divisions in the Jayhawk, the East and the West. Personally, I think the East is a little better. I could be a little biased, but I think the East
I
side is just a
agree.
little bit better historically.
I agree.
Coffeyville's a team that's toward the middle of the pack, but they're towards the middle of the pack, and they'll come out and get you.
Yeah.
There's no easy weekend in the Jayhawk, especially in conference play on the East side. Like you play a guy and you go in there and you don't prep right for the game and you don't prep right, you take a team lightly, you're going to get smacked in the face your first game on a Thursday afternoon. And you're going to be sitting there 0-1 on the weekend trying to salvage the next three to go 3-1, and you're just questioning what you did wrong. Cockville's a team that's they were scrappy, man. They were really scrappy. They had some really good players. They had a kid named Carson Schrack there my sophomore year,
Yep.
who's also there my freshman year. That kid can play baseball.
Yep.
Leadoff hitter is just one of those guys you step in the box and it's like it's one of the ones I'm okay walking him or I'm okay pitching around him just a little bit. I mean, he's just a good stick, and they had guys like that all up and down their boards. And like I said, not a team in the Jayhawk that a lot of people are like, oh, Coffeyville's the one, but every team on that east side, especially teams like Coffeyville, Allen, if you catch them on the right day, like just teams that are just super, super scrappy and are just not going to let you get one over easy.
Right. And so, Mason, I do want to ask you, going back to this, I want you to talk to me about facing the other Mason, Mason Holton.
I do not remember him off the top of my head. I believe he was a middle infielder though
Yes, he
for
was.
Coffeyville.
Yep.
Okay, he was good. He
Yep.
was good. There was my sophomore year. There was a duo. It was the second baseman and the third baseman, and Mason
Yep.
was the second baseman. Shrek played third base. I believe Mason batted maybe three, third hole, two hole, three
Okay. Yeah.
hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shrek
But
batted lead
but
off most of the year.
yeah. Okay. So a little bit interesting though. So Shrek played second. Mason played shortstop, but
That's what it
he
was.
did also play some third as well. So yes. Yes.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember Shrek playing third the weekend against us and them having a
Okay.
different kid at second base.
Yes. Yes.
But super talented. I remember watching him, and I remember when I was my catcher, my sophomore year, or my freshman year was a sophomore. Matthew Buffington ended up playing
Yep.
at USF. USF was recruiting Mason Holt because they asked Buff about it one day. They were like, "Yo, who's this shortstop out of the Jayhawk?" And Buff's like, "Oh, Goldbeck." Like, yeah, he's going SEC. And he was like, "No, Mason Holt out of Coffeyville." And that's the first time I'd heard his name was my sophomore year. I was like, "Who is this kid?" And you roll down there, it's just another bat. Like he didn't have like he had more pop than most guys. I will say
Yeah.
that he had a little bit of pop, he had a little bit of pizzazz. But just dude, like couldn't strike him out. Played the game the right way. And I mean, when you field as good as he was able to on the Coffeyville field, like you're going to field that way anywhere. Just a dude that nobody coming out of high school just made a name for himself, just scrapping it in the Jayhawk, which is how a lot of the guys do it, especially down there in Coffeyville, especially anywhere in the Jayhawk. You look and you just got a bunch of guys that come out of high school. Maybe they weren't scouted heavily for whatever reason. They just weren't matured all the way. And you look at them as sophomores, it's like, oh, there's just a bunch of scrappy dudes sitting in the middle of Kansas playing baseball.
Yeah. And the thing is with Mason, he got his extra year eligibility. So this will be his final year of college, but he is back with Western Carolina. And with Western Carolina losing some of the players that they did, having him back for the Catamounts, I think he'll have a really good season and potentially look to go to the MLB after this season. So, yes.
That's interesting to hear. I played with one guy out of Western Carolina, Brandon Langley, their closer from last year.
Okay,
I
nice.
played with him up in the Cape, so Western Carolina real familiar. I know they had a pretty scrappy ball team as well last year.
Yes, yes. Okay, so next, let's get into this. Next team I want to talk about, Cowley.
Okay. Um, Cali County, man. If you know JUCO baseball, you know Cali County. Like if you follow college, junior college baseball at any certain degree, you know Cali County. That's a team right there that's not one of the teams to flash under the radar. There's no, oh my God, they're just going to be scrappy. That's a team that like they're ranked top 20 every year. That's a team where you go into that game knowing you got to have. That's they're going to come punch you in the mouth. They got the best recruits in the nation. They're pulling dudes from 5 or 6 different states. They're getting every D1 bounce back you can think of. That's a team that year in year out's just loaded up and down. They got the arms, they got the hit bats, they got the fielders. Like they are just not a fun team to play. You go into that weekend and you're like, we're gonna win two. We're gonna split. If we go 3-1, that's amazing. But we're gonna grind out our two because that's just a team where, especially my 2 years, we had two really good years. The year that I was there, it was we're gonna go head to head and we're just gonna see who's got it more that day. I remember my freshman year Thursday game. We played the first Thursday game.
Okay.
We lose on a really bad call by an umpire.
Hmm.
Just a brutal call. Diving play by our left fielder, made the catch, called it out, then called it safe, then called it out again, and ended up going with the safe call. Cost us the game. Is what it is. I remember we get to the second game and our coach was fired up, like we got to have this one. And we go into it, and I'm the Saturday starter, the first game on Saturday, my freshman year, and he's like, "Hey, can you give me one today?" And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, dude, we need it. So seventh inning rolls around. I end up coming in to close that game and then starting the Saturday. But that's just how that Cali weekend always goes. It's like it's all hands on deck. We're gonna beat them. We're gonna do everything we can to. And it's like we had our Saturday starter throwing and closing the Thursday game in order to win a game.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you guys play them in the KJCCC tournament while you were in JUCO?
Yes, we did. We played them my freshman year. They knocked us out. Double elimination game. We lost 4-3. It's brutal. I think I still have the picture of the scoreboard on my phone somewhere. It was
Man.
an absolutely terrible, terrible, terrible outcome. I came out of the bullpen that game. I think it went 3 innings, but it was just a heartbreaker. Played them to a really tight game. That, like I said, that's just a team where you run into them, and it's like that east side of the Jayhawk. There's a reason I think it's better, and it's because three teams that tend to be at the top or ranked in the top 20, top 25 every single year. And that's one team that if you look at the rankings, they're there every year. There's
Yeah.
no bad year for them at all.
Okay, next Neosho.
Okay, Neosho, really scrappy team when it comes to the bats. The arms were okay the years we were there. I remember my freshman year, they had a kid named Brady Pasha, really pretty high-powered arm. I think he went to Pitt State. Now he's at Wichita State for his fifth year. Really high-powered arm, but for the most part, they're a little bit better on the bats wise. With them, we just kind of had to stay ahead, play with the lead, not so much as play conservative, but like when we get up two, that's not enough. Like we're gonna have to have three or four against them. But we just that's another team that like they sneak up on you. Another coach has been there for a really, really, really long time. Just well coached ball team up and down the roster. You got to stay with them. They had some really big bats my sophomore year. Brandon Fry came out of there. Think he went to SIUE, giant bat, stuff like that. They always have two or three really, really good players, and they're a team that's just going to scrap it against you. Like I said, there was really no ever an easy day in the Jayhawk.
Johnson County.
Yeah, that's the other team on the east side, man.
Yep.
That's the hitter. They're same boat as Cali. If you
Yep.
name a recruit that's gonna go JUCO, that's Johnson. Like they are gonna get every single guy. They're gonna get every D1 bounce back. It's funny. I was actually at work tonight. I trained with the guy that went to Johnson County, Daniel Trahey, with the Astros,
Oh,
and
nice.
I was chopping it up with him about it the other day. We were actually talking to him, and Nick Potter, who just got drafted by the Astros this year, who went to Crowder,
Yeah.
and we are also there joking about it. He's like, "Yeah, no, we weren't pampered." I'm like, dude, you went to Johnson. Like they got the nicest everything, the nicest uniforms. Like they're a JUCO team that's operated like a D1 team,
Yeah.
and I can't hate on it. I really can't. They have a lot of really, really good players. Do I like them personally? No. I think they play their style of baseball. It's not the style that we were taught to play at KCK. It is what it is. But that was a match that was circled every year. Like that was the heavy hitter match. Like we're gonna go try to whoop them.
Yeah.
And did it happen? It didn't happen as much as I wanted it to. I'll be honest. We wanted every game against them. It didn't. But that was a team that like they we'd see them in the fall, they'd be really good, and then you'd see the guys they get out of the portal, and they'd be even better in the spring.
Yeah.
That's a team that like if you want to win the Jayhawk and you want to go to Grand Junction, that's who you got to run through right now. It's not so much Cali it used to be, and Cali's still by all means really good ball club, but that's the
Right.
team that you got to go beat that Johnson County team. I mean, they got guys like Brandon Stone who out of high school is throwing 93, and why is
Exactly.
he going JUCO? I don't know, but he went JUCO now bounced to South Carolina after 1 year. It's
Yeah.
they get some dudes in there, that's for sure.
Okay, next Hutchinson Blue Dragons.
So Hutch, I don't have as much familiarity with. We played him my sophomore year. I
Okay.
remember that my freshman year, I don't think we played Hutch at all, but our sophomore year, we played them in a midweek actually. And this is the first I remember this game because they were ranked 20th and we were like 12th in the nation.
Okay.
And it was a random midweek game. That's the other thing about the Jayhawk. You're running into
Yeah,
a Tuesday game.
exactly.
You run
Yeah.
into a Tuesday game, and it's two top 20 teams in the nation squaring it off in the middle of Wyandotte County, Kansas. Um, but no, they were talented that year. But I remember they came to that game, that midweek game, we handed it to them. Like it was like it's the first time getting ranked. They're posting about it on Twitter. Like we were like, all right, we're gonna shut this down now. We just handed it to them. I remember then they beat us and knocked us out in Wichita
Oh,
of the playoffs, which sucked because the first time we handed it to them, that second time we just couldn't control them all the way. And it was a really great game. It was a 9 inning game, and I think they walked us off absolutely brutal. But just one of those teams like scrappy, really good players. I know they got some really, really high ranked prospects when you look at JUCO prospects this year. I still follow a little bit. My Twitter feed likes to keep me in the loop a little bit, but I know they got some I know they got some kid named Henfield who's the number 6 ranked JUCO prospect in the nation.
yep.
They got some talented already guys out there. Hutch got some talented guys.
Okay. The last one that I want you to talk to me about in JUCO, Cloud County.
Okay. Cloud, we played both years I was there in the playoffs only. We beat them both
Okay.
times.
Okay.
Cloud County's a team where I'm not trying to dog anyone. Their hitters are not that good. Their hitters are so every time we face them, but that pitching staff is the most legit pitching staff I think at junior college,
Yeah.
especially for the Jayhawks. Every arm they have up and down the board is a dude. I mean, I played with some guys from there, talked to some dudes from there. I know guys that have played there. Like their pitching is just on a different level. I mean, they pumped out the number 1 JUCO prospect just a year ago to Mississippi State.
Right.
And I know from a really tight relationship, I actually trained with TJ Coates, who went there
The
after going to
Rangers.
Johnson and just bounced to Nebraska, and now he's down in Miami.
Oh, with
Played
oh yeah, 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 Miami. My bad, my bad. Yeah.
he hit the transfer portal, went down to Miami, but like they just pump out some dudes out of
Yeah.
Cloud County when it comes to arms. I mean, Rigatoni last year. You're not going to find spin rate better in college baseball than scouting. You know, 3,500 RPMs curveball, like a 3,600 RPM slider, and like a 3,000 spin fastball. You don't find that. I mean, they just when it comes to arms in the Jayhawk, that's who's got them. They always have the high power, high leverage arms. Their bats are a little lackluster compared to their arms, but their arms are they're something to see. It's a sight to be seen. They're very very elite when it comes to that.
Yes, and what I was saying, I messed up a little bit. So the guy that's with the Rangers is Mason McConaughey, who got drafted this year, and he was also at Nebraska. So, and then the one that you were talking about that was at Mississippi State is Kevin Mantle, who's
Kevin
at
Mill.
Nebraska now as well.
Yeah, no, I remember him. Mason was there my freshman year. Got to talk to him a little bit. He was tight with one of the other guys on the KCK team, McLean Finley.
Okay.
Talked to him a little bit. He went to Nebraska. I know he got drafted. TJ went to Nebraska. It's now at Miami. And then I know L went down to Mississippi State. Now is back up in Nebraska.
Yep. Okay. So next, Mason, I want you to talk to me about what was your recruitment like out of JUCO?
Out of JUCO was a whirlwind, to be honest with you. I mean, it's I didn't know what to expect. I knew out of JUCO it can be challenging sometimes to find school, sometimes not. Got very blessed that I had a really good freshman year, had some decent stats, have big stature, a lot of projectability, and I had a pretty good fall. My sophomore fall, I had a really good campaign, put up some really good numbers, showed a lot of promise, gained some velo, and I think I had 10 to 12 offers probably coming out of JUCO from formidable
Yeah.
teams. Had a lot of teams in the running, and it was really nice to be able to weigh my options and kind of try to pick what was best for me out of JUCO.
So what was your final three?
Okay, so final three out of JUCO came down to Stetson, who I ended up going with,
Yep.
SIUE Edwardsville because I
Okay.
liked the pitching coach. That's the only
Nice.
reason they were really in the running. It was close to my grandparents, which is nice, but I really, really, really liked the pitching coach. And then I, honest to God, couldn't tell you the third.
Okay.
Those were the two that I fought over for hours. I'm sure if I look back over my phone and look through contacts, I'd find the other third. But I know I had a lot of big teams interested early, Purdue, stuff like that, some stuff that I talked to them for a while. I know I took multiple visits with some other schools, took some visits to some bigger schools, stuff like that. But those were the two when it came down to it. Like I sat there and I weighed that out for a long time, and ended up making my decision based off kind of where I thought was the best spot for me to get seen by scouts, and ultimately just get my name out there by being in the right area. And I think that decision was to go to Florida or to go to Stetson, which is in Florida.
Right. Okay. So now here's the fun part. You go to Stetson your junior year. So it says on your stats you went 1-4 with a 7.30 ERA, 16 appearances, but the teams that you faced on here, man. Okay, so the first one that I'm gonna have you talk about, I think this was your first game ever at Stetson, Michigan.
Yeah. So went down there, obviously, like you said, not a good year for me last year. Not a good year. Stuff got better. I got better at pitching, but not a good year. Just wasn't in the zone in the right spots. Definitely got more pitchability, stuff like that. Gained some velo, added some pitch mix, arsenal stuff. Just not my year the way it shakes. I needed to be in the zone a little bit better. That's on me, is what it is. But no, Michigan, we played them down in Caguas, Puerto Rico. And let me tell you what, that team, when we saw them, I would have bet you a lot of money that they were going to make a really deep run this year. Their hitters stayed on balls really well. It was hot, humid, some balls carried. I think I gave up 2 home runs that game, both solo shots. But their hitters stayed on balls well, but their arms were really, really, really special too. But that's, if I remember correctly, a younger team. They were mostly freshmen, sophomores. They had a few big grad transfer names. Remember there was a kid out of LIU maybe that was playing shortstop for him. But no, I mean, really good team up and down the board. They could swing the sticks for sure. I mean, they just beat the number, what, 8 team in the country or whatever. Virginia was ranked like three
Right.
days before that and just ran through the other side of the bracket. So, I mean, that was a hot team, especially earlier in the year, and I thought they were really talented. I still think they are really talented. It was a good ball club all the way up and down.
Okay, next, a team that's been to the College World Series in the past, I think like 6 or 7 years, Notre Dame.
Yeah, played them at home. Had a great first inning. Had a really bad second inning. First inning was able to get through some stuff pretty quickly. I think I went 1, 2, 3, maybe punched out the leadoff guy. Thought I had my stuff that day. Second inning, just they small balled me. I'm not gonna lie. I got an out early. I remember I gave up a walk, and I think a guy bunted over, and it just snowballed from there. But also a team that just hit the ball well, really disciplined team. And I mean, that's what you're gonna get at D1. It's like you're gonna get a lot of really consistent teams, really consistent lineups up and down the board. A lot of talent everywhere you can find it, but not a game that I pitched my best in for sure. But once again, another team that, like you said, like they're legit.
Yeah.
That's it. Felt like every time we towed the rubber last year, it was a lot of legit teams on the other end, on the other side, sitting there in the box. But that's a team that was really legit. They came down there and played a tournament, and they played really good in that tournament. I do remember that.
Okay, next a team out of the Big 12, BYU.
Okay, BYU. We went up to play BYU on our spring break while we were at
Oh,
Stetson.
okay.
So BYU was a team that wasn't as good as I was expecting, to be honest. They played really good in the series, but we played them tight really every single game. And we had a team of a bunch of dudes from Florida. Like these guys had never seen snow. It snowed one day. They'd never been in the cold weather, freezing cold. But they were a good ball club. They had some really good sticks here and there in their lineup. They had some really good arms. I remember I came out of the pen that game, and I had a great game. I had a cutter that was really working finally, and I kind of just shoved. But then again, I also like out of our entire pitching staff up there, I was the guy that probably had been most used to the cold. We went up there. I think I threw in like 38 degrees, and I was like, "Dude, this is February Juco baseball back home in Kansas. Like the arm just loves this weather. It loves it to death. You get it loose enough in that weather, my arm loves that 38 to 45 range. So nice cold day for me. Was able to kind of give me back to my roots a little bit, but threw really good in that game, and I wanted credit to the cold weather. To be honest with you, like I just felt comfortable in that cold weather.
Okay, next, Florida Gulf Coast.
FGCU, they can bang it. They got the sticks. I mean, they're an ASUN team that's just got a lot of sticks. I started against them my first time, pitched pretty well. Second time facing them later in the year, went down there relief, had two pretty solid relief outings. I pitched really good against them all year, but that's a team that can hit it. I mean, you look up and down, they had a guy, Fort Scott, Kansas, Jarrett Nelson. I mean,
Yeah.
he came in Moya's spot when Moya got hurt. Moya, by the way, insane bat. I mean, that kid hit every ball against us opening weekend or whenever we played him our first weekend of conference, 100-mile-an-hour plus. Just
Man.
piss missiles everywhere all over the ballpark. He got hurt, and it's like Jared Nelson steps up, and our dugout's like, "Oh, Moya's out, Moya's out." I'm like, "Dude, this kid's legit." I was like, "I played against him in JUCO. This kid rakes," and I think he hit 3 or 4 home runs off us in the time we faced him. He batted 300 something. I don't know where I saw he hit the transfer portal. I don't know where he ended up, but that kid is legit when it comes to hitting baseballs. He just backspins everything, and he likes to hit it all over the park. And when he hits it hard. I will say that. So Jared Nelson, like I said, they just had big time bats. Their arms weren't as good as their bats. Really, really good hitting team, not as good when it comes to the pitching side of things, but they could swing it.
Okay, yes. I just looked up with Jarrett, and it looks like he actually ran it back at Florida Gulf Coast, actually. So
That's
he's
that's good for him. He should be the starter guy this year over there. I know with Moya, I think out of eligibility, it's a good spot for him to get a lot of ABs. I'll tell you right now, that kid gets a chance to play a full year instead of just limited time. He's going to put up some numbers this year. That man can swing it.
yeah, and also something to note about him, he's from Nixa, Missouri, and
Hmm.
he actually went to high school with one of my friends that's from Nixa. So pretty cool about that. Okay, so next, what we're going to talk about playing Florida, the Gators.
Talented. They're really talented. Obviously, they had a down year for them last year, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's you look at it. That's one of the big 4 or 5 in baseball every year. That's the team that's just going to be one of those teams. It's hard to beat, man. I remember that outing. I'd get my first 2 outs quick, and I'd struggle to get the third. I gave up a few solo shots. I think they were all on 2 outs in that game. Just a team that can rig. I mean, up and down the board, just heavy hitters everywhere. Bullpens loaded. That's you go and play one of those teams. It's like there's a reason they're top two, top three in the SEC
Yeah.
every year. That's a ball club full of just absolute dudes.
Okay, Florida State.
Yeah, so we played Florida State at their place.
Oh
It
no.
was the game after the horrific shooting incident. So they
Oh.
had a nice memorial service. It was a really really cool experience, but they sold that thing out. I mean, there wasn't air in the stadium to breathe in. They sold it out, and I don't know if you've ever been to Florida State, but the dugouts, the stands sit right on top of the dugouts. They're on top of you the entire game. And I mean, that atmosphere was electric. Like said, that's another team where you look at it at the end of the year, that's a team that I'd put money to be in Omaha every year. They got the bats, they got the arms, they're loaded top to bottom. They're just insane. The atmosphere was insane. Fan base was insane. I remember coming in the bullpen and it's like they're doing the tomahawk chops. I'm running in and I'm just like, dude, this is nuts. Absolutely insane. Came in, had a really, really solid outing going there too. I remember I think I struck out the first four I faced and then ran into like a wall, an infield single, a walk, and then threw an 0-2 cutter to Hunter Carnes, who's a really good catcher.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to be drafted here this next year. So threw him an 0-2 cutter, and I got it away, just a ball off instead of two or three. And I mean, he
Ah.
he pulled on it, turned it. I heard the crowd roar as soon as he hit it. I was like, that ball's launched. But just an electric atmosphere, giant crowd, just big time names. Just that's a team that's just always really, really good up and down the board, and they got some really good players over there.
Okay, let's talk about the ASUN tournament.
Yeah. What part you want to talk about?
Okay, so talk to me about the second game before the conference championship game.
Okay. So that game, I believe, would be the FGCU walk-off game, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken. Okay. I mean, yeah, like I said, scrap ball team, they can hit it really well. They hug around all game, and then we were in a dogfight. I think they were winning after the sixth, maybe, and we came back a little bit, tied it up, and Evan Griffiths. I mean, if I remember who did it correctly, it was Evan Griffiths, backside off the wall. You can, I don't know 100%, but I'm 99% sure that's who did it. Just scrappy team, scrappy game, just dogfight the entire game. And I think James Hayes was the guy who started that for us. Great buddy of mine, our Friday guy. He started that game, and I mean, it was a dogfight from the start to the finish, and we just got the better of them in the ninth. And it was a really fun game. That was kind of the game that we won. And we were like, all right, like, we got something special rolling right here. Like we're gonna do it.
Okay, so now we're gonna jump ahead from the ASUN championship game, unless you want to talk about that.
I mean, we can.
Okay.
We
Okay.
beat Austin PV the next day. Sent them down to play FGCU. They lost to FGCU. We played FGCU, and it's supposed to be if we win, we go to the regionals. We go into the field of 64. If they win, we play a second game. Just played it on a Sunday. Had really, really bad weather. I think we were down one in the sixth. Game got rain delayed. I was next arm in. I remember getting loose, ready to go. They shut me down. We rain delayed for 3 hours. I got up, got loose. We were actually going to play. I stepped on the mound to throw my first warm-up pitch, and we get rain delayed again. I go back in. I stay loose for 2 hours, ready to come out and be the guy. So it's like back to the Juco days.
Oh,
Like I've been hot for 6 hours. I've been up and down three times. And they ended up canceling it due to weather. And because we were the team that hadn't had a loss yet in the tournament, we were awarded the automatic bid, and they were not. Had a lot of controversy on Twitter. A lot of controversy on Twitter.
okay.
I'll tell you from the bottom of my heart, I truly believe we would have won that game. We were down one of the six. Yes, I understand that. Yes, I understand they're winning at the time. We hadn't had a loss all tournament. And if you look at it, like we were a team that if we were within one in the seventh, we were going to win. Like we called ourselves the back nine. Like we hit the turn and got a hot dog at the clubhouse. As soon as we get to the back nine, like we were on you. We won the last three innings of ball games a lot all year. We were scrappy team in the seventh, eighth, and ninth, and I truly believe we would have come back and won that game. Obviously, a lot of controversy. We were the team without a loss. Made sense why we got an auto bid, but lot of stuff on Twitter about that.
Yeah.
If anyone wants a good read on the ASUN championship.
Okay, so next selection Sunday rolls around, right? Take me back through what it was like watching it on TV, trying to figure out where you were going to go. What were some potential spots you thought you were going to head to? And what was your reaction after finding out you were heading to go play NC State in Auburn?
Yeah, so Selection Sunday rolls around. We obviously had a watch party. We had kind of had a pretty good idea based on kind of what they like to do, putting everyone close by in the same regional, that kind of stuff. We were really hoping we didn't get to Florida State again, just because they had played Florida State the year before in regional. So for the older guys' sake and guys who'd been there for a little longer, we just didn't want to go to the same spot.
Yeah.
Thought there was a chance we ended up in Coastal's regional, but
Okay.
for the most part, we kind of thought we were going to end up in Auburn. So we just didn't know who was going to end up there with us. And when we were selected into Auburn, was a fun, fun thing to see come up on TV. Really, really memorable to sit there and watch the selection Sunday with all my teammates.
Okay, next. Let's talk about playing NC State.
Yeah, first game we played them. I mean, their starter came out, didn't have his stuff. Happens. It's baseball, and we won the first game pretty handily in that Auburn regional. Really good team. Obviously, another one of those teams. Like you look at the track record, the last 10 years, they've been really, really, really good.
Right.
We go out there, we play them the next day, or we played them for our elimination game.
Yeah.
We're up, we're up. Came to the game, kind of just didn't have my exact A stuff, didn't have bad stuff by any means. Kind of got weak contact. First guy just fought off a good single oppo, like just punched it through, is what it is. Had a fly ball. After that, I remember that normally would have got caught, but we're playing Auburn. It's got a really short fence and left, and it's got that tall, tall monster. And it's just like
Yeah.
ball that gets caught any ballpark we play at bounces just over my left fielder's glove on the wall. I remember the batter when he hit it just threw his bat in disgust, knew he'd fly it out. Runners were all sitting there ready to tag up, and it just had enough wind that day that it hit off the wall. But that's a game that was a dogfight to the end. I mean, we tried to put it up with them as long as we could, and just another dogfight game that we found ourselves in a lot last year. Really, really scrappy team. Had a lot of really good players on that Stetson team, and I mean, we were a team that we're going to scratch and claw. And we're going to keep ourselves close, and then we're going to, like I said, we're going to try to beat you at the turn. We get to the seventh inning, we're going to try to whoop you. When it gets to the seventh, eighth, ninth, we're just trying to keep ourselves as close as we can all game.
Okay, so Mason, during after that game, did you know that was your final college game, or what was really going through your head during that time?
No, I mean, I had no clue. Like you said earlier, I did not have a good year. I had one of my worst years on paper. I didn't have good stuff. I knew I got better as a pitcher. Stuff had got better, velo had gained, that kind of thing. Had been working on some things, but I knew there was a lot of work to do. I knew I could cleaned up a lot of mechanics, done a lot of stuff to also improve. And I 100% would have told you I was going back to college. It took till basically 2 days after I had a workout with the Padres in Tampa. Went down there to that workout. I was talking about Visor, and he's like, "Hey, dude, like." There's a chance. He's like, I'm not saying like it's gonna happen. I can't promise you're gonna get drafted. I can't tell anyone that. But like there's a lot of teams interested. It's looking really good. I was like, there's no chance. Like I just had a 70 right. There's no way. Like I walked too many guys, didn't have my best stuff towards the end of the year. It was better at the beginning of the year than I was at the end. When it comes to stats wise, stuff got better, threw harder, had better pitches, better metrics, that kind of stuff. But it was better at the beginning stats wise. And he goes, no, like there's a solid chance. So at that time, I had no clue. I definitely thought I was going to be in college for one more year for my senior year.
Okay, so next you go to play in the Cape.
Yes, yes. So this is actually a really, really fun thing to talk about. I went up there my sophomore year out of JUCO before going to Stetson, played for Katuitt, played under Mike Roberts, great coach. Loved him to death. Harder coach, old school, but loved him. Gave me an opportunity to play, had a really, really great time. And they offered me a renewal contract, a full contract for the next year. Took up 100%. Like, who's not going to go back to the Cape? I'm
Yeah.
going to the Cape no matter what. Like, it's just insane experience. It's what you dream of as a college baseball player, is getting a chance to play in the Cape. Like, it is the summer league when it comes to summer leagues
Oh
for
yeah.
college baseball.
Okay.
So no, dad got done at Stetson. Went up to the Cape, and I mean, had a great time. Played for a new coach up there, Lauren Hibbs. Liked him a lot. Had a really talented team up there. Was a little younger, struggled a little early, but started to find our stride. I know they made the playoffs and had a little push there towards the end. But no, had a super fun time up there. Great host family. Great time up there. Got to play with James Hayes again from Stetson. He and I actually roomed together when we were up there, as well as Zane Coppersmith, one of our relievers. But no, the Cape is one of the most unreal atmospheres you'll find when it comes to college summer baseball, and it's something that I urge anybody that ever gets even a chance to go up there on a temporary contract for 2 days. You want to take that chance and you want to go up there and just enjoy it. It is a really, really, really fun time.
Okay, so next, let's talk about you end up heading to the Toronto Blue Jays, the World Series runner-up. Talk to me about it.
Yeah. So that was nuts. I get home. I actually entered the transfer portal out of Stetson. Put my name in the transfer portal. So I had spent the entire month of June and a little bit of July, I believe, early on. Actually, it was all in June. I got done all in June. Um, Basically dealing with the transfer portal. I mean, I had schools calling me from everywhere. I had some really, really big name schools after me, some Power Four schools that were hitting me up, which was surprising. I was kind of worried with the year that I had prior that I was going to be struggling to find the right fit. But I had some really, really, really nice schools that were talking to me. I know Utah Valley was one of my final three. SIUE was one of my final three, and then I ended up committing to Campbell after their coach came up and watched me, and their pitching coach, Mr. Stone, and I had a great conversation. And we talked about it, and they gave me a really good offer that I couldn't refuse. But I mean, I had some really, really big name schools that had hit me up or at least reached out and talked to me, and a lot more offers than I had out of JUCO, which was really weird for the year that I had,
Yeah.
but super surprising. And we go to the draft, and it's July 6th is my call with my agent. We're talking about it. And he's like, yeah, like you're on 19 or 20 boards right now. He's like, you're up and down a lot of dudes' boards. Like you're in a good spot. I was like, ah, dude, no way. He's like, he's like, you're in a really good spot. I was like, oh, like this might actually happen. And the Blue Jays were a team that like there's a thing called MLB Draft Prospect Link. It's an app that you have to get invited to by an MLB team, and MLB teams send you questionnaires. It's a team I hadn't heard of. Like they hadn't texted me, hadn't reached out to me at all. The only reason I had heard their name was my advisor. The first time ever I threw at Stetson, my first fall scrimmage, a Blue Jay scout was there to watch me. And that's the only he came to watch me. I was just like, hey, he said he was only there to watch you throw, but I don't know how true it was or wasn't. I was like, ah, it is what it is. Turns out it ended up being the guy that drafted me. But they were on me from the first fall outing I ever had there. And it's just a team that like I had no clue they were interested. I know my advisor, my agent, they knew. Both of them probably knew, but I had no clue. So no, draft day comes around. I'm like, you know what? He's saying I'm in a good spot. We're gonna wait and see. And I'm actually sitting in my night before my brother played in the Kansas Select game down in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So night before I'm in Oklahoma and I'm taking phone calls to my agent trying to get prepped for the next day. Obviously the first 5 rounds I believe for that night. I was like, yeah, I'm obviously not going the first five, but sat back, watched it. He's talking to me that night. He's like, hey, I like where you're at. Like, we're in a good spot. Called Mr. Stone from the Campbell. And he's like, listen, man, he's like, I don't want much, but just beg me that you don't take a low number. He was like, just beg me that I get you on campus here in Bowie Creek, but don't take a low number. Then he and I had a really good heart to heart about it, talked through it, and then yeah, so Judgment Day rolls around, man. I mean, it's a lot of draft picks in one day, obviously, with the new draft schedule and how it was set up this year. Got to see some of my guys go though. Lorenzo Miola, Isaiah Barquette, Tyler Van Dyke, Jonathan Gonzalez, some dudes I played with some Stetson. Really, really cool to see them drafted. It was really, really sick. Saw some dudes I played in the Cape go. Some really big names: Brandon Compton, Charles Davalon. Just giant name dudes. Tanner Thatch, great dude. That I saw to get drafted and was like, this is a really sick ordeal. But then I'm like, oh, dude, it's round 15. My name's not called. Like we're supposed to go anywhere from the 10th to 20th. We're getting to the edge. Agents text me, he's like, dude, he's like, a lot of teams are calling, just the money isn't right. I'm telling them not to call you. I'm like, that's good. Like we had set a number before the draft,
Right.
like, hey, if it's not this number, do not have them call me. Like I'm going to college. I have a good offer. I'm going to a really good school. I'm going to pitch at a place where I really think I can succeed. I'm going to work with a coach that I think can take me to the next level if I end up there with Stone. And I was like, like I'm all right with that. So he's like, God, there's the number's not right. The number's not right. Like I won't let him do it. And I'm like, all right. It gets to the 20th round and he calls me. He's like, it's not going to go. I was like, all right. I was like, that's fine. We're going back to college, man. That's great. He goes, well, be next to your phone. He's like, someone might come hit the number as soon as it ends. Just be near your phone. I'm like, all right, I'm watching it. Draft ends at 6:02, I think it was. Slated to be at 6 o'clock, ran 2 minutes late, whatever. 6:02 it ends. And I only remember that because I'm sitting in the car watching the draft on an iPad in Oklahoma, getting ready to go watch my brother play. 6:02 it ends. Shut the iPad off. I'm pissed. I'm like, well, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't happen. Like, guess I'm going to college. Phone rings at 6:03 from my advisor. He's like, Blue Jays just called. They're at your number. I was like, are you serious? He's like, dude, like here's the offer. It's got my fourth year, or it's got my last year of school paid for it on top, as well as some other incentives that I was looking for when I did my signing. And I was like, oh, like this is sick. He's like, you got basically 15 minutes. He's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. He goes, I'm pretty sure you were one of the first guys they called as soon as the draft ends. Like, you got 15 minutes. If you don't, and you take longer, or you say no, they're gonna go to the next guy. Like, you got 15 minutes. I'm like, all right, dude. So it's like 6:03 now. I'm sitting there like pondering. I'm like, they're at the number. Like, they got everything in the thing that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
They got my fourth year paid for. They got a promotion bonus in there. So like, as you get moved up different levels, you get a little chunk of money. I'm like,
Yeah.
like they made all the boxes. Phone rings at 6:05. It's my agent. I'm like, oh, he's probably pressuring me. He goes, Padres just called me. They go, what's his number? I just told him your number. Like, they're gonna be interested. Like, get ready. I'm like, oh, I was like, okay. So I hang up. It's 6:05, and I now have two teams that are at my number or above it with all the incentives I'm looking for on the table, and it's
Yeah.
6:05. I'm like, I'm 2 minutes after the draft. I'm like, this is insane. Not how it's supposed to work. Whatever. Different advisor calls me. He's like, yeah, dude, like there's a lot of teams interested in you late. I know the Marlins were throwing you around in the 18th, really thinking about it. Like, there's a lot of teams that are really interested late in the draft. Like, it could get interesting here. Um, and he ends up calling me. He's like, dude, other teams are reaching out. They're asking your number. Like, there's a lot of like you got to make a decision, because if you want to tell the Blue Jays yes or no on that number, like, you could get more. You could not hear back from anyone, but like, we got two teams that are really, really fighting, and one of them's already given you your offer. The second one said they're going to work it, and we got more teams that are calling right now asking where you got to be at to sign right now. And he's like, you got to come up with something. It's like 6:10. I look at my dad. I'm like, well, guess we're doing it. Colin was like, tell the Blue Jays, like, we're gonna get it done. Like, they came in with the offer first. They came in with the offer I was looking for above everything. Got all my extra details. Didn't have to come match me at my number. Like, they gave me the better offer, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Tell him it's done. Tell him we're gonna get it done. And I hung up that phone. He goes, all right, done deal. He goes, congrats. I hung up that phone. I was sitting on a bench in Oklahoma, like I said, watching this game in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. I was sitting on the bench at the top rope with a bunch of JUCO scouts watching these kids play. I'm just staring off in the distance, like, what just happened? And like, I went from like hopes, dreams that they had built this up, like, yo, you're on a bunch of draft boards, like there's a really good chance. And I'm like, dang, like it's not gonna happen. And to like a minute after the draft, I have a team, or like the Blue Jays called a minute after the draft with like, hey, we're gonna do it. Like, here's the offer, and it's checked all the
Man.
boxes. And like, I'm just sitting there, and I literally have the phone in my hand, so I'm just like staring into the distance. Like, this is actually insane.
That's
Um, but draft day was a whirlwind, a little bit of a roller coaster, a little bit of a whirlwind, but glad it happened. Glad it worked out the way that it did.
okay. So, what are your lessons that you learned from this past season in college that are you going to take with you to the FCL Blue Jays? And then, what are your expectations going into 2026 and spring training?
Yeah, I mean, biggest thing I learned in college last year that I'm going to kind of take with me is like perseverance. Like, you're not always going to have your best stuff. You're not always going to have everything you need to have. Like, game's a fun game, and it's a hard game. Baseball gives and it takes, man. I mean, it likes to punish you and it likes to reward you. I mean, it's fun to be the guy on top, but sometimes you got to be the guy at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's just about keeping your nose down and grinding every single day, no matter the situation in front of you, and just finding a way to make it work. And I think that's the biggest thing that I could take away from my last year at Stetson.
Okay, so now we're getting to the fun part of the podcast. We're going to go back in time. What is your welcome to JUCO and welcome to D1 story? Here we go.
Oh, welcome to JUCO. Welcome to JUCO. There's a lot of ways I can look at this, and there's a lot of ways I could say it. Welcome to JUCO has got to be my conditioning test my freshman year.
Okay.
I'd known about it. I knew it was coming. I played summer ball with the guy at KCK. Like, it's not fun. I knew it was happening. Everyone knew it was coming. And I even ran it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I figured out what the test was beforehand. I ran a few of them, like, like we're gonna make sure I'm not the guy to fail.
Yeah.
And because we knew, like, I had to be on the turf at 5 a.m. that day to run it. Whole team did. You had 15 minutes to stretch. You ran the test, and if one guy fails it, the entire team shows back up tomorrow to run it. And they do that every day until you pass.
Oh
I'm
my.
not going to be the guy. And we show up, and I get there at 4:45. And sure enough, 5:10 on the dot, we were out running on the soccer field with no lights in KCK, dew on the ground, just sprinting. And this conditioning test was just absolutely terrible.
Man.
I'm talking dudes dropping, dudes throwing up, like just not a good time. But that was definitely my welcome to like college baseball. Welcome to JUCO was bright-eyed kid, and I just turned 18 in July. I was young. And it's like it's August and I'm out here at 5 a.m. just running gassers, basically. It was terrible.
Man. And then welcome to D1.
Yeah, welcome to D1, man. I have to say it had to be the Michigan game. I mean, D1 baseball and JUCO baseball, in my eyes, were very similar for my two experiences. A lot of early morning lifts, not a lot of run, not as much running at Stetson. We had one punishment, the run that was in the fall that was terrible, but it wasn't anything compared to what I had done in JUCO. I mean, JUCO is that's where you got it out and you were in your stripes for sure.
Yeah.
It had to be Michigan. I mean, I threw a pitch to a kid that I was like, you know what, that's my bread and butter. I mean, he parked it 400 over the center field wall. And
Oh.
I sat there and I looked at it and I went, well, welcome to the league, kid. Like
Yeah.
it's you can't get away with little mistakes. And that's a pitch that I threw, and I was like, you know what? Like I got a good chance to get the pop fly, and he got it. I was like, oh, well, here we go. So it's that was kind of my eye-opening moment to like, hey, it's a little different here than it was back in Kansas.
Okay, next, talk to me about your 5 a.m. JUCO stories.
Which one? I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say like any ones that you have from 5 a.m.
the conditioning test, brutal. Always at 5 a.m. Absolutely terrible. We at KCK have a thing called trash duty. The school pays us to run the trash. And so you're assigned into groups. And what it is you show up at 5 a.m. at the field for the week you're assigned, and you get in these easy go golf carts and you drive around the entire campus picking up trash in all the trash cans and you put it in the garbage disposal on the far end of campus. And I'm talking no
Wow.
matter the weather.
Oh,
We did it my freshman year in February and it was 10 degrees outside and I'm wearing 3 layers of
oh,
Carhartt gloves and you're grabbing trash at 5 a.m. in the morning.
oh,
Absolutely terrible. Wouldn't wish that upon my worst night.
man, man, man. That's
Actually, I'm actually gonna go mobile on you here. I gotta go plug this thing in.
okay. That's fine. Okay, so the next one that I have for you is talk to me about your JUCO in D1 bus ride stories.
Which one do you want to hear first? You want to hear the JUCO? Or you want to hear the D1?
Let's go
I
JUCO first.
I got some funny ones from JUCO.
Okay.
So JUCO, my freshman year, we take an away game to I want to say it was Pratt. Let me
Okay.
turn this light up here. I'm sorry.
Yep. No, no, no. You're good.
We take an away game to Pratt. Okay. And McLean Finley and I, the Saturday starters, both of us freshmen, don't have to go because we play away on Thursday, home on Saturday. Coach is like, hey, you guys, there's no shot I'm throwing you today. Stay home. I'm like, oh, dude, like this is great. Like, I'm gonna kick my feet up. Only thing we were told is you have to get your throwing in at some point today. Come up to the field, do it whenever. Easy money. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. Like, I don't have class today. I'm online. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sleeping in. Like, this is great. I look at the team's group chat and the bus window on our bus, there was no AC in our buses. And I'm talking mid-May. It wasn't that hot, but it was hot.
Yeah.
There's no AC on the buses, so they had the windows cracked on these buses, just cracked open a little. And coming off of one of the turnpike exits, they caught wind and the bus window swung, the little crack swung up on top of the bus, shattered, and swung back down. And there was a
Oh
glass that was raining
my
into the
gosh.
bus, and so the video is literally everyone on the bus is completely shirtless. There's a half broken window sitting, there's a fully broken window, but half of it sitting inside the bus. The other half's out on the road somewhere. They're all shirtless, no AC in this bus with just a shattered giant window on one of these charter buses. And it ended up making it on like Foul Pole Sports and had like 70,000 views. It was insane. But he and I wake up at 10 o'clock and I look in the group chat. It's just our entire, like half the team shirtless, no AC on the bus, and they shattered a window on one of our charter buses.
Oh
Insane stuff.
man, that's wild.
Insane stuff. Like that's just stuff you can't make up. D1 bus stories, like There's some good ones. We played a lot of Mafia is like a
Yeah,
go-to. Played a lot of good Learned it in JUCO. I will say once you learn you don't ever let go of Played it in the Cape.
exactly.
Like that's one of those games where like universally in college baseball, Mafia is known. We played it in JUCO. I played it in the Cape. I played it at Stetson. I played it in the Cape All-Star game on that bus ride to New York MetLife. Like everyone plays Moth. Everyone
Yeah,
knows how to play Moth. Everyone plays Moth. There's different rules, there's different variations, but Moth is like if you play college baseball, you need to learn how to play Moth.
exactly.
We would rip some mean Moth games. We had some karaoke on the bus rolling. My favorite stories from Stetson, we would have played the same two songs holding up to every single field. We would just bump this it goes Welcome to New York, and it's like a remix. And the other
Oh,
one
okay, yeah.
is
It's
the
been
famous
waiting for you.
exactly. And then the other one is the famous Auburn call. It was
Oh,
like,
okay.
and there goes Davis, the 10,
Oh
15,
yeah.
20, 25. Oh my God, Chris Davis. And it like goes into a
Auburn's
song.
gonna win the football game.
Exactly. Bumps is the Auburn call bumping into a song. And it's like a remix. And we pull up to the Auburn Regional. This thing is fully cranked, and we pull up to play NC State the first day, and it's the Auburn football touchdown call. And that was what we would play before the games, every single game, even if we were in BYU in March or Auburn Regional in June. It was insane. It was
Oh
really,
my
really fun
goodness.
times.
That's
Really,
awesome.
really funny thing.
Okay, so next, let's talk about this. I want to talk to you about what are your favorite JUCO places that you played at and D1?
JUCO wise, I would have to say playing at the U.S. Nationals thing in Tennessee. We went
Okay.
down there. We played at that baseball complex down there that they have for the national teams, and really cool experience. Got to travel the country a little bit, go down there and play. Was really, really, really fun time. Second thing is we made a Texas road trip my sophomore year. Played some really good teams. Played New Mexico Junior College, really, really,
Oh,
really
yeah.
tough team. Beat them. Played DMAX, some other really good teams down there in Texas. The only reason that was really fun, I'm not gonna lie, is because we did Uber to the WinStar in Oklahoma and went and played a little bit of casino games. But just some fun road trips, especially for JUCO, man. You get out of the state of Kansas, you just get happy. Like
Yeah.
you were used to getting on the bus for an hour, hour and a half every single day, but fun times on those two trips for sure. And then Stetson, I mean, who can beat Puerto Rico? Who can beat playing in Puerto Rico
Yeah.
at all? I mean, stadium wise, it wasn't the nicest stadium, but then again, stadium wise, I played at some monsters. Like you go play at Florida State, that's just historical. You go play in the swamp, like just some really, really insane stadiums that I was able to play at. But I think atmosphere wise and just feel wise, Puerto Rico is one of my favorite for sure.
Okay, next, what is something that you struggled with this season that you want to improve on?
Yeah, so this last year, the biggest thing I struggled with something that I didn't really struggle with at all in JUCO, and it was like just a little bit of like self-confidence. Like I'm
Okay.
a guy that normally you give me the ball, I step on the bump, like I'm gonna go try to throw it through the catcher, and like I'm not scared
Yeah.
of any mistakes. And it felt like at Stetson, I was pitching with my back against the wall the entire time, and not towards the beginning of the year, but towards that middle of the end of the year when I got moved to the bullpen, I just lost a lot of trust in myself and was like, you know what? Like I started worrying about the numbers, started worrying about the ERA, started worrying about all these things going wrong, and just lost the faith in the real stuff that got me to the point where I was at. I started just like trying to pitch to be perfect, and I started pitching scared, and it's just not good when you start doing that. So I think the biggest thing taking it into pro ball is like I know what I can do. I know how good I am. I know what I got and what my arsenal is. I'm just going to go prove it every single day. Like no matter what, who's in the box, don't care. Who we playing, don't care. Nothing matters other than what I can physically do for myself. And I just got to stop overthinking. Like it does not matter what I'm thinking about. It doesn't matter how good, how bad of a year I am. It's how good can I be in this moment right now today, touching the rubber with that guy in the box. And it's just getting that self confidence and that JUCO feeling back of like, hey man, like I'm gonna go mess your day up. Like I'm going to ruin your day. And I think the quicker I get back to that feeling, which I have 100% faith in myself that I'm going to get back there. And I already started to, already had a lot of self confidence stuff. Talked to some middle performance guys, talked to like pitching coach down there, and we kind of just got the mentality back of like, hey man, like F it a little bit. Like we're gonna go do it. Like F, I don't care the situation. I don't care what's happening. Like F it. You're that guy. Just say F it and go do you, man. Just go throw
Yeah.
your game. And the quicker we got to that, a lot of stuff changed. A lot of stuff started opening up again as soon as I got to pro bowl. And I'm really excited to get back to that mind space. So like, hey man, like I don't care what's happened in the past, where we're at this year. I don't care if I'm having a great year or a shit year. I'm gonna just say F it. I'm just gonna go beat you. because every time you're in the box and I'm on the rubber, it's a new day, it's a new chapter. Like I just got to go beat you right now in that moment.
Okay, so next that I have for you, Mason, with you when you got drafted or whatever, have you met all the guys from your guys' draft class?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
met everyone immediately.
Okay, so do you know Luke Kovac?
I do know Luke. Yes, sir. Cal Poly
Okay.
guy.
Interesting story about Luke. So the night as the MLB draft's going on, the last night before like the final day of the draft, he comes on my podcast. And that night we were talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going back to Cal Poly and showing my stuff." And then the next day I'm watching the draft, and all of a sudden it says Luke's name, and I'm like, "Bro, I just interviewed him last night. Like, wow, that's crazy." So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, super talented arm, really, really, really quick twitch lefty. Got a lot of really
Yes.
good stuff, a lot of really, really good upside. Throws the ball pretty hard, spins it well. No, he's coming off an injury that he had at Cal Poly, but definitely a dude that like just gets the game a lot. Super, super talented. So no, I met him when we got there in town, and I had no clue he'd been on your pod. So no, super nice
Yeah.
guy.
And then another thing, one of my friends is in the Blue Jays minor league organization as well. His name is Carson Pierce, if you ever get to meet him.
I will have to put that name in the back of the brain. It does not ring a bell right now, but
Okay.
I'm sure spring training I'll run into him somewhere.
I was gonna say because he actually, interesting enough, he went to Cali.
Cali County.
Yep.
Mm, mm.
Yep.
I mean, you know what? He's with the Blue Jays, so I gotta like the guy. But the Cali
Yeah.
County part hurts just a little bit, man. Just a little.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was with Cali, then he went to OU.
Okay. Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. And then okay, so next what we're going to talk about is what is one thing to expect on the Division 1 level?
Biggest thing to inspect on the Division One level for anyone coming out of JUCO, high school, anything like that is like it's more cutthroat. Like if you're not performing, you're not there. JUCO wise, I had a little bit more of a leash. Like I had slow start here and there. Have a bad outing or two, but D1, you have a bad outing or two, and all of a sudden you get two in a row, three in a row, like you're done. It's gonna be waiting for your next opportunity. It's gonna be cutthroat. It's gonna be really really fun times. Like loved it to death, fun experience. But every single guy you're playing with and against has earned to be there. There's no free tickets. There's no handouts. Everyone there is super super talented. And if you don't have it that day, or if you don't have it for a short period of time, then you're going to wait for your next opportunity. Like everyone there is super talented. There's no really levels to it. It's next guy up in that sense, and you got to come ready to go every single day, ready to compete, ready to battle.
Okay, so next thing that I have for you is what is one thing you do to try to get out of a slump?
Slumps, man. They're a tough spot to be in, really tough spot. And if you let yourself spiral, you spiral. Um, Best thing I found last year is go back and watch success. Watch yourself have success. It's the biggest thing you can do. I wish I'd have figured out about it last year. I figured out about it really late in the year. Went through a slump, was in my head, all that kind of stuff early in the year, and late in the year kind of found out about it. I was like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna go find out when I was good again. Went and watched back some videos, like, dude, like I'm just overthinking this. Like I
Yeah.
just gotta do this guy. I just gotta throw the ball over the dish, man. And I think the biggest thing is watch yourself have success. If you can watch yourself have success, you can believe that you have success. As soon as you believe that you can have success, you're going to have success. It's the way the game works. Rewards guys who are going to stick it in and grind it out. Rewards guys who are going to compete and battle every single day, even if it takes you going through a rough patch for a month. Remind yourself that there's a reason you're there. You're good enough to be there, and then show yourself why you're there. And I think the biggest thing for me was watching some tape back on different platforms, even YouTube, of games in JUCO of like I was good. Like I am good. It's not I am good and I deserve to be here. I gotta just go and pitch.
What is the biggest thing you noticed transitioning from JUCO to Division 1?
Biggest thing's practice hours. I'll be honest, fall practice hours. It's a lot more chillax. I remember in JUCO, like we get after it. Like you're like you run into a week where you got trash at 5 a.m. We're gonna go lift at 8 a.m. every day, and all of a sudden our practices are from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. Like it's a long week for you.
Yeah.
But no, there's hour limits. I think that's the biggest thing was the amount of hours that you truly are practicing at D1 compared to JUCO. JUCO's a grind, dude. Like we had days where it was too hot to get on the turf past 10 o'clock, so we'd be at the field at 5:30, and you're doing your practice at 6 to 11, and all of a sudden it's cloudy and windy, and you look down and it's 12:30, and you've been there for 6.5 hours. It's you're gonna stick it in, you're gonna grind it out every single day in JUCO, and every moment and every hour that you could spend practicing, they're gonna spend practicing, and that's just the biggest difference that I saw from Stetson compared to KCK is like JUCO dudes like you're gonna get after it, you're gonna get after every second, and for the most part, every guy that's gonna be there is gonna have 1,000,000% work ethic, and I mean they're gonna get after it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of grind.
Okay, so now we're going to transition to some topics, but before we get into that, I want to ask you this question. How do you stay mentally locked in?
Biggest thing's routine. Biggest thing you can do in baseball, especially as a pitcher's routine. I mean, my routine hasn't changed in a while. I'm not gonna lie, I have the same dynamic static stretch that I got from my strength and conditioning coach in high school. Shout out Matthew Bond. Never have changed it. I have a dynamic that I developed from Derek Gordon, who's Alex Gordon's brother, who I used to train with here
Okay.
in Kansas City. Never changed it
Nice.
since. A band routine that came from Arm Care Plus at KCK. Haven't changed it since. And a plyo routine that I've slowly taken bits and pieces from. Most of that being from that same throwing program with Derek Gordon, Noah Briley, that they run with Premier pitching here in Kansas City at an Inside Edge training facility. But I mean, stick with it. You find something that works for you, you don't change it at all. I mean, it's not saying I'm a superstitious dude, but biggest way to stay locked in is to keep your routine simple and keep it the same. Don't allow things to change on yourself because once you allow one thing to change, it changes everything. Like find the timing of your routine, stick to it. Find out how long it takes you to get loose, stick to it. Find out how much you need to throw, stick to it. The more you can do to keep everything normal, the more normal it's going to be every single time when you step on the mound. I think that mentally just sets a tone of like nothing changed. Nothing's ever changed. That's how it's going to be. We're going to go do it. Am I saying never to change? No, there's times where you need to look for change. There's times where if something is working, you need to go find something. But the biggest way that I stay locked in is like just keep the routine every single day that you run, stack the days on top of each other, keep building and getting better every day. Don't let your mind wander. And I think that's the biggest thing that you can do to stay locked in any aspect of baseball.
Okay, so the next thing that I have for you, Mason, I do got to ask you this question. So on your bio, it said you were 6'9". Are you really 6'9"?
No, the bio is wrong. I'm 6'10". I got measured for my physical with the Blue Jays. And I actually grew an inch in college.
Holy crap.
I was 6'9" on my bio. I am officially 6'10" on the tape. Very proud of that.
Okay.
Um, Not gonna make it 7 foot. I'm sorry, but I am 6'10". Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to see because I was like, it said you were 6'9", but I was like, man, I remember because I remember back when you were in JUCO and I seen you out there on the bump, but I was like, I don't know if he's like really like 6'9" or whatever, or if they just put that on the bio. But then I was like, I had to ask you that for real. But dang, man, yeah, because I
It's
remember watching you back in JUCO, like you looked tall, but I was like, Is he really 6'9"? Like I gotta ask him that.
it
But
was real.
man,
The 6'9" measurement was real. It's changed to 6'10", but it was
the
real. It was
6'10.
a real thing.
Yeah. Okay, man. Wow. Okay. So now we're going to get into some topics in college athletics, and I want to know your thoughts on these. These are some of the biggest, um, I would say, biggest topics in college sports right now. Some are very, a lot of people mad about a lot of these topics and want them to change. So we're just going to get right into them. Okay. So the first one is going to be, what is your thoughts on NIL?
NIL, I think, is a great thing for college athletes when used correctly.
Yes.
I think when you use NIL correctly and you truly are paying players for their name, image, likeness based on sponsorship deals, jersey sales, or advertisement they do for different companies involving themselves or the sports team, I think it's a great way to compensate some college athletes. when NIL used incorrectly, as in, hey, we're going to give you 50 grand of it to just come here and play baseball. And yeah, you have to make one appearance or do one thing. I don't think that's the best use of it. I think NIL's purpose and sole creation was in really good intention. And I think it had a great impact on college sports, good or bad, however you want to view it. But I think when NIL is used correctly in the correct circumstance for compensation based on name, image, likeness, based on sponsorships and that kind of thing, it's a great thing for college athletics. I think with how it's currently being used in certain aspects, as in like you find guys in football getting paid $1 million to go play football, it is not being used correctly. And I think that's where the line needs to be drawn is somewhere in the middle of getting rid of it and where it's currently at. I think currently it's just not in the best aspect of what it could be used for. And I think that's where a lot of concern comes from is how it's being used is incorrectly. And people are taking it as we need to get rid of it. It's not that we need to get rid of it. We need to regulate it a little bit more and control it. I think NIL is a great thing for college athletics, though, just not how it's currently being used.
Okay, so next, what is your thoughts on players having advisors and agents?
So there's a difference.
Right.
There's an agent. That's someone that you pay, you're giving them a certain percentage or a cut to. And he is talking directly to teams for you, handling your contract, stuff like that. And then there's advisors. I had an advisor in college and I now currently have an agent. They work for the same agency, they're a partnership deal.
Okay.
I had an advisor. So my advisor would take meetings with me, eat meals with me. I pay for my own meals. Obviously, they don't give me anything. They're not paying me for anything for me. They're not doing anything for me compensation wise. They're not giving me money. What they're doing is they're advising me on how I should enter the draft, how I should take certain things such as like workouts, if I should do a certain NIL deal or anything like that. But I'm not paying them anything and they're not paying me anything.
Okay.
It was just certain advising on certain stuff. What should I do here? What should I do here? And they would talk to scouts for me as well as teams for me, like, hey, where you got him at? What are your thoughts on him? But I'm not paying them. They're not paying me. And like I said, even if like I went and grabbed a meal with them, I pay for my own meal. There's a lot of different rules there that you have to follow. I think advisors could be beneficial. At least mine were for sure. They talked to teams for me. I think they got my name out there more than I could have by myself when it came to the draft. And I think they were able to do a lot for me when just advising me and just talking to me like, hey, dude, how you doing? Like, where are we at mentally? That kind of thing. I think it was great. And I think how we handled it with handling it the right way by the rules was perfect. And I have no issue with an advisor at all. And then agents, obviously, professional athletes need agents. That's cut and dry, simple. How some advisors and agents are used now in college, where they're shopping players around to different teams for NIL, I don't think is ethical, and I don't think that's how it should be. But from personal experience, how my advisor and I worked together, I think it was a great experience for both of us, and I think it was something that really benefited both of us. And when you do it by the book, I think it has really good impacts on both sides, advisor and player side.
Okay, so next that we're going to talk about is what is your thoughts on the transfer portal?
I think transfer was a good thing. I'll be a 1,000,000% honest with you. I was in it last year, found a really good school because of it. Sad I didn't get to play there a little bit, but was able to work. I think the transfer portal is one of the better things to happen in college sports, to be honest with you, especially baseball. I think you commit to school 4 years without it, and all of a sudden your first year you don't play, you're in a really bad spot. You're fighting for playing time your next two. I think you get there and you decide that the coaching staff isn't for you or it's not what you thought you were. It gives you an opportunity to go to a different school. And to be honest with you, I mean, something that my coach told me in JUCO is like, with how it is with the limited entries right now, to be honest with you, why not go transfer 4 times? Why not play a year somewhere, transfer to another year? Like, why not see different parts of the country, play different parts, learn as much as you can about the game, and travel and experience as much as you can while you can? I
Yeah.
think the transfer portal is one of the better things to happen in college baseball, personally.
Okay. Next, what is your thoughts on the extra year eligibility rule, which is also known as the Diego Pavia rule, where he fought for JUCO players to get an extra year of eligibility? I want to know your thoughts on it, and do you think how it's going to impact the future and how long it should last?
Well, I would have had an extra year, so shout out Diego. Would have been cool, I guess, to play for 2 more. Um, I don't know how it's going to impact. I kind of agree with it. I like the rule personally because it gives you guys another chance to perform at the Division 1 level and put their name out
Yes.
for another year. So I do like it. I do think that it should last for a while since it's not under the same guidelines as NCAA baseball because it's NJCA double or NCJA. baseball,
Yeah.
so is different. It's different leagues. It's a tough subject.
Yeah.
I like it personally. I think it does a lot of good, and I think it's going to make junior college baseball across the country a lot better. Because if I'm going to get 4 years going straight to a D1, or I'm going to get five if I go to a JUCO for two, why would I not go to the JUCO for two? That seems pointless to me not to do that. So I think it's not a bad thing when it comes to JUCO baseball because now it's like if I'm a stud coming out of high school, I'm going to go to JUCO for two. I can get popped in the draft at any time. And if I go to D1, I still have 3 more years. I think it's a great thing when it comes to junior college baseball, amount of talent that we're going to see. And
Yeah.
honestly, I do like it when it favors junior college athletes. So personally, I don't have anything against the Diego Pavia rule, as some people are calling it.
Yeah. And also he is in the running for the Heisman and he's a JUCO guy. So
He is.
yeah, we're
Wouldn't
one.
wouldn't hate to have a JUCO guy win one, you know?
So many people would be mad, but I mean also Cam Newton won it, so it's time to have another one. But okay. So next thing that I have for you, out of your career, what season means the most to you and what coach means the most to you? This is a hard one. You know how we're getting near the end with me asking these.
Oh, I would have to go senior year of high school, to be honest with you, for what season means the most.
Okay.
We had a team that year was loaded. It was dudes that I played with since I was young, bunch of really, really tight buddies. Not a lot of guys got a chance to go play baseball after that, even though some guys probably should have had the opportunity. We had a really talented team. Got to play with Gary Goldbeck, who's now at Mizzou, as well at KCK. That's whose dad I ended up playing for, Mr. Matt Goldbeck. But
Okay.
we wanted that one bad. I mean, I think we went 20-3 that year. Had all-state pitcher of the year, another all-state pitcher, and then all-state player of the year on that team. We were loaded top to bottom. Bunch of dudes that I had grown up playing with, and like we grinded it out that year. I think that season meant the most to me because we really wanted to win that, and we ended up getting state runner-up. Really wanted a championship to bring home for Coach Loomis. Would have been something really special, but that's still one that haunts me a little bit. It was still one of my funnest years ever playing baseball. Was that senior year of high school?
Who did you guys play?
McPherson.
Oh, okay. Yep. The Bulldogs.
McPherson, really talented, really, really talented baseball team for 4A. I think they actually get
Yeah.
moved up to 5A if I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I think they did as well. I think they did. Yeah.
very talented team. A lot of good players. Hunter Arvold was one of those big names, went to Cali. Don't know
Yep.
where he's at now, but very good player there. And then for coach, lasting impacts, Matt Goldbeck, man. I mean, dude gave me a chance out of high school. A lot of guys overlooked me. And really just like was the guy that was like, hey, like I think you're gonna have a future. I remember him telling me freshman year, he's like, I would straight up tell you out of every single person on this team, you're the best chance to play professional baseball out of anyone in here. He's like, I'll say that over, and he said it freshman year all the way through sophomore year. It's like I'll tell you it over my own kid who's going to play SEC baseball. Like I think you have the best chance to play professional baseball. Like you have the build, you have the right thing, but we just really got to get your mindset in the right spot. And I think he had the biggest lasting impact on me for sure, and it's definitely one of the. He's the coach that I'm the tightest with as well. Like he and I are neck and neck. No, hey, not saying any hate to Mitch Loomis. I love Mitch. Mitch knows that. But Matt Goldbeck's definitely the coach who had the best lasting impact on me.
Okay, so I do want to ask you this note with Matt Goldbeck having that impact on you, with what he's done at KCK, how do you feel like the future of KCK is going to impact off of him?
I think it's in a great spot. I think
You
it's in
agree?
a great spot. I think he's a coach that, I mean, he obviously came in and took that program over after being the assistant for years, has some really good guys around him. I think the hitting coach there, Billy Sharp, really,
Yeah.
really talented coach there as well. I think he could be at a job at the next level if he really wanted it, at least at a D2. But really good group of coaches there. Peter Leland, been there forever. OJ Oswaldo, former player, back as the pitching coach, had him there my sophomore year. He's put the right group of guys in place. He's starting to get the right guys in there for sure. He's definitely upped his game when it comes to the recruiting. And I mean, when you're talking about a coach that can coach him up, like
Yeah.
he takes guys that aren't high profile guys like Johnson and Cali gets, and he turns them into high profile guys and spits them back out. He knows what he's doing. I think KCK is in a great spot with him, and I think he's a coach that's going to be there for a while. I think that's his job to decide when he's done, based on the success he's had there and where he's put that program at for the near future as well as far out future.
Okay, next question for you, Mason. Did you used to hoop and play basketball?
No, Mm-mm.
No.
Middle school, middle
6'10"?
school, middle
No.
school. I'll tell you why too.
No,
I
bro.
hate running. I hate
Oh,
running.
okay.
I
Okay.
chose the worst position in
Okay.
baseball for my hatred of running, but I hate running with a passion. Like
Okay.
there's about a million things I'd rather do than just run. Running is just it's
Okay.
the stupid, most pointless thing to me. Hate it to death, and did not play basketball because of it. I just can't run, man. Not my strong suit. Not saying that I can't, but I just don't like it.
I gotcha. Yeah. So when I was in JUCO, my final year, 2023, we had a guy, his name is Charles Caparasco. He plays at Jacksonville. So he plays basketball at Jacksonville, right? When he was in high school, he used to play baseball as well. So he's exactly like you, but think of you in the batter's box hitting and then running and stealing bases. That was him. This dude's 6'10" and he's out here stealing bases, bro. He was showing me his highlights. I was like, dang, Charles, you was really like that on the field, man. I was like, yeah.
That's insane. No, I mean shout out to Charles, man. Dude likes running. I personally can't do it, man. Hate it to death.
Okay, next for you, Mason, is what is your walkout song?
Okay, so JUCO, I walked up to Combo by Co Wetzel.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolute banger. Not what guys expect. Really good song. Last year walked up to Run Your Mouth by Gavin Adcox.
Okay.
Loved it. Gonna switch it up next year. Haven't decided what I'm kind of feeling, but I'm gonna go in a direction. It's gonna be a little bit different. Haven't
Okay.
quite 100% fully decided on it, but I have some ideas in mind. I think I'm gonna have a little bit more fun with it than normal. So excited to see what I end up landing on.
So, Mason, what advice do you have for JUCO players, D1 players, high school players trying to make it to the next level like you have?
Yeah, I mean, biggest thing I can say, man, is grind it out, gut it out. I mean, when it comes to baseball in general, especially junior college baseball or any sort of baseball, like you've got to grind more than you've ever grinded before. If it's truly something that at the end of the day you think it's what you want to do and it's your passion, like don't leave any doubt. Don't be 4 or 5 years from now hanging up your cleats like, oh, what if? What if I'd have done this? What if I'd have done that? Like it sucks. I get it, especially in JUCO. Like it does. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There's days that suck. There's days you get out of bed, you didn't sleep well, you got other stuff going on, you got schoolwork, classwork, like things happen, life happens. But when you lace up your cleats and you step on the field, everything's got to go out the window. It's got to be just you and baseball. And every single opportunity you get, you need to take. If you're out of high school and I mean it's the worst JUCO around you and they give you a PWO, you need to take it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to say no, and 3 years from now you're going to be like, oh, what if I'd have went and played, and what if I'd have figured it out? What if I would have developed? What if I would have went to the D1, or what if I would have done the next step and made it to pro ball? You need to take hold of every single opportunity that baseball gives you, and you need to run with it. And when it gives you that opportunity, don't shortcut it. Don't take it for granted. Don't half-ass it in any way. Like you need to grind it out, gut it out, no matter what is going on. Take that opportunity, take the reins of your career, and grind as much as you can in order to see what you want to see and see how far and how good you are and how far you can take this thing. And leave no doubt. I mean, when you hang them up at the end of the day, I want you to be able to leave no doubt in anything that you do. And it's something that I'm trying to philosophize my career over and really follow my career and model it after. Is like when the time comes that it's time to hang them up, like I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, what if I'd done this? What if I'd done that? Like, oh, I made it to the pros, but what if I'd done this differently? That maybe that would have got me the next step. Don't leave any doubt in your mind at all. Don't be sitting here for the next 30 years watching your kids play baseball like, oh, dude, if I'd have done this one thing, I'd have figured it out. Like, don't leave any doubt. Take any opportunity you can get and grind it out every single day, even when it sucks.
All right. And then the last one, Mason, that I have for you tonight is do you think because you took the JUCO route that it benefited your life forever and it is one of the main reasons you are on the next level?
100%. Junior college baseball taught me so much more than I ever thought I could learn from baseball in any sort of aspect, as well as JUCO. I mean, I made memories and friends there that there'd be dudes in that are in my wedding. There'd be dudes in that I'm going to talk to in 40 years. There's going to be dudes in that I know from my entire life. And there's one thing like you can't touch JUCO with a stick if you're D1 is the work ethic. Like it develops you and makes you grind. Like it makes you turn into a guy that doesn't have a choice but to grind. It's one of the greatest. 2 years of my life. I met dudes, took experiences, developed in ways I never thought I could, developed myself in more than just baseball, but off the field. I mean, it teaches you life lessons on how to live life, how to be a man, and how to take care of your responsibilities you need to take care of. It really sets you up for success in a lot of different aspects and avenues in life. And like I said earlier, like if I could play 4 years of junior college baseball, I would have played 4 years. It is truly some of the most fun memories of your life. And it is the best way to teach you not only about life, but about baseball and about how to succeed in life and in different aspects of life. And I truly think that junior college baseball is one of the best things to ever happen to me.
Well, Mason, I really appreciate you for your time tonight, man. I wish you best of luck with the Blue Jays, and I'm looking forward to watching your career, man. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on. Really big pleasure. I appreciate it.
Most definitely, man. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you.